Welcome students to my channel. Today we are going to discuss a mathematical concept of your NCERT maths book, that is chapter 4, Basic Geometrical Ideas. This is part 1. So let's start. So after completing this chapter, we will able to understand what is a plane, point, line segment, line, intersecting line, parallel lines and ray. Now first came in our mind that what is a geometry? Well, geometry has a long and rich history, but we understand in a short form. The term geometry is the English equivalent of the Greek word that is geometron. It is made up of two words, geo plus metron. Geo means earth and metron means measurement. We do different type of measurement. The study of measurement and the inclusion of all this is called a geometry. Now, our first topic is a plane. A solid has a surface which may be flat or curved, as you are seeing. For example, the surface of wall is flat and surface of ball is curved. All the flat surfaces are known as plane surfaces. In mathematics, a smooth flat surface which extends endlessly in all the directions is called a plane. So a plane has no boundary. We have read previously that it extends in all directions, so it has no boundary. We can draw figures such as a square, circle, triangle, etc. in a plane, and we call them plane figures. Now, our next interesting topic is point. So, what is a point? In simple way, a point determines a location. A point has no length, breadth and thickness because they are invisibly thin. Now, let us discuss with some points and models. These are some models of a point. If you mark 3 points on a paper, you would be required to distinguish them. So for this they are denoted by a single letter like A, B and C. And these points will be read as point A, point B and point C. Here are some models of point. The sharpened end of a pencil, the pointed end of a needle and the tip of a compass. From all these we can make a sharp and thin point. Now we understand what is line segment. So let A and B be 2 points on a plane. Then the straight path from A to B, this straight path is called the line segment, and it is denoted by AB with the segment of line with this symbol, and the points A and B are called the end points of AB, and the distance between point A and point B is called the length of AB, and its line segment has a definite length which can be measured. This is very important that a line segment can be measured because it has a definite length, and it is the shortest route between 2 points. Because when you will draw different lines, then the straight line will be the shortest. So this is the shortest route between 2 points that we will call line segment. Now move to our next slide. This is a figure. This is shown in your NCERT book also. Some of the example of line segment: the edge of a box, a tube light, edge of a postcard, and also a thread which has two end points. When you hold it, then the two end points are here, and this, the distance is your line segment. Now, our next topic is line. Imagine that a line segment from A to B. Simple, we understand the line segment. Now, do you think you can draw a complete picture of line? No. Why? Because it extends indefinitely in both directions, and it contains a countless number of points. We studied in line segment that it has two end points, but in a line it has a countless number of points. And a line through 2 points A and B is written as AB with this symbol, the two-headed arrow. 2 points are enough to fix a line. We say 2 lines determine a line. Now let's see with another figure with the 2 points named PQ, and a line with PQ can be written as PQ with the double-headed arrow symbol line. Now, our next is intersecting lines. Here you will see 2 lines. 2 lines L1 and L2 are shown. Both the lines pass through a common point, that is P. If 2 lines have a common point, if they intersect at a common point, then they are called intersecting lines. You can take example of, it is shown in your NCERT book also, that 2 edges of your notebook, the letter X of the English alphabet, and the crossing road. You must have seen that these the lines cross with each other with a single point. Here the single point we named it as a P, and so the lines which intersect each other are called intersecting lines. Now, parallel lines. Are you able to see some points and the line segment? Look at the figure first. Are you able to see some points and line segment? Yes, we see some points A, B, C and D, and line segment AB, BC, CD and DA. So, watch carefully. Are there any intersecting line segments? Yes, AB and BC intersect at the point B. See carefully. And AD and DC intersect at the point B. Now, see carefully. Are there any line segments which will not meet? See carefully. Yes, lines AD and BC, like this line and this line, AD and BC, and AB and CD. They are not meeting and they will not meet. So, lines like this which do not meet, are called parallel lines. And if 2 lines AB and CD are parallel, we will write AB parallel, we symbolize with this symbol, and AB is parallel to CD, and L1 and L2 if parallel, we will write L1 is parallel to L2. These are some examples of parallel lines, the opposite edges of a ruler. See here, the 2 lines will not meet, the cross bars of a window and rail lines. Now, we come to the next topic, ray. Now, first watch the diagram carefully. The following are the some models for the ray. A ray is a portion of a line, and it has one starting point, which is called the initial point, and goes endlessly in one direction. Are you able to see? It has a one end point here, and it goes endlessly in another direction. We denote ray by AP with this symbol. They are, now see again, in this ray line, A is the starting point and point C is on the path of the ray. Fine, and will be doing good. Today we will discuss an interesting topic of your chapter 4 maths, that is curve. But before proceeding, I request you to all subscribe this channel. So come and let's study. Our topic is curves. Curve is an interesting topic, so let's discuss. Have you ever taken a piece of paper and just doodle? I hope you must. You just doodle, you just draw any shape, whether it is a triangle, a circle, a spiral, whatever. But make sure that you can draw all this drawing without lifting your pencil from the paper, and you will not use any ruler. So whatever pictures you draw with your doodling, the pictures are results of your doodling are called curves. It is written here, the pictures that are results of your doodling are all called curves. Watch this diagram. There are different types of curves here, which is shown here. But what we think? Curves in everyday usage means no straight, because we always consider curve means a spiral thing or a circle. We do not consider a straight line as a curve. But in mathematics, a curve can be straight line also. So watch the picture 4 carefully. This is a straight line, and in mathematics it is also considered as a curve. In this picture also there are some open paths and some closed. Some are crossing themselves. Watch carefully. Some curves are crossing themselves and some are not. So we distinguish on the basis of that simple curve and not simple curve. Like in simple curve, if a curve does not cross itself, then it is called simple curve. Like picture 1, 5, 2, more you can find out, 4. These are all does not cross itself, so it is called simple curve. And if a curve does cross itself, then it is called not simple curve. So picture number 3 and 7, these are not simple curve. Now with the picture you can easily identify this is an open curve and this is a closed one. The lines which are drawn here are closed with each other, and here it is open. So with the definition, a curve which does not form a closed path is called an open curve. Whatever you draw, if it does not form a closed path, then all the curves are called open curve. And if the curves which form the closed path, like the second one, it is called closed curve. Following are the pictures. Classify the following curve as open and closed. I'm sure you can do it easily with this figure, that which are closed and which are open. So find out and write in the comments. Now our next topic is what position in a figure. A court line in a tennis court divides it into 3 parts. Any figure, I have taken an example of a tennis court. It divides it into 3 parts: inside the line, on the line, and outside the line. You cannot enter inside without crossing the line, isn't it? Now, a compound wall separates your house from the road. We talk about inside the compound, on the boundary of the compound, and outside the compound. So in both the figure, what we got, that there are 3 positions: interior, on position, and exterior position. So here point A is the interior or inside of the curve, and point B is boundary, is on the boundary or on the curve, and C is the exterior or outside the curve. In a closed curve, of course this is a closed curve, so we discussed that there are 3 points, and interior of the curve, inside, boundary, and exterior, outside of the curve. Here I have denoted with the points L, N, and M. In this figure, L is in the interior, N is in the exterior, and M is on the curve. And all the interior part of a curve together with its boundary is called its region. So I hope understand what is a region. The whole interior part with its boundary. This was all about in your curve topic. Welcome to the Daksh and Sonal channel. Today we are going to discuss and understand what is a polygon. So we were going to discuss the basic geometrical ideas, part 3, that is polygon. So let us start. Now after completing, and in this session we will be discussing what is a polygon, its sides, vertices, and diagonals. Now what is a polygon? So here I have shown some figures. This figure is also in your NCERT book. Look at these figures. What can you say? Are they closed? How does each one of them differ from others? So we find figure 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 are special because they are made up of entirely of line segments. Out of these, 1, 2, 3, 4 are also simple closed curves. Got it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are simple closed curves and they are made up of entirely line segments. So they will be called polygons. So I have summarized 2 points here: simple closed curve and made up of line segments. So let's study the definition also. A polygon is a simple closed curve or figure made up of entirely line segments. Let's see some more polygons. I hope you can understand what is a polygon. Just 2 things keep in mind. It is a simple closed curve and it is made up of line segments. Now, what are the sides and vertices of a polygon? So, the line segments forming a polygon are called its sides. Like here is a polygon A, B, C, D, E, F. And what are its sides? Its sides are AB, BC, CD, DE, EF and FA. Clear? Now, what are the vertices? The meeting point of a pair of sides is called its vertex. So, the vertices are A, B, C, D, E and F. I hope it is clear with the figure also. A, B, C, D, E and F. Now, with the two things we discussed here, sides and vertices, here comes the term adjacent sides and adjacent vertices and diagonals. So first, let's see adjacent sides and vertices. Two sides with a common endpoint are called the adjacent sides of a polygon. And the endpoints of the same side of a polygon are called adjacent vertices. So, let's check your knowledge. Are the sides AB and BC are adjacent? And how about AF and CD? Which one is adjacent? So, we find the sides AB and BC are adjacent and AF and CD are not. Got it? Now, let's see. Like this, vertices E and D. Vertices E and D are adjacent. Means they are side by side. But vertices A and D are not. Now, from this adjacent vertices and adjacent sides, we come up with a new term, diagonal. Consider the pairs of vertices which are not adjacent. So find out which vertices are not adjacent. The joins of these vertices are called the diagonals of the polygon. So here the polygon are AD, AC, BD, BE and CE. This diagonal concept will be clear with this figure. AD, AC, BD, BE and CE. See closely this figure. Got it? Welcome students. Till now we have discussed points, line segment, line, parallel lines, ray, curve and polygon. Today we will discuss angles. Before proceeding, I will request you to please subscribe to this channel and you must share with your friends. Let's start. Our first thing is, what is an angle? So the figure formed by two rays, in a very simple way, the figure formed by two rays with the same initial point is called an angle. For example, here ray is OA and OB. OA and OB. Here the two rays and they are joining at a common initial point. So here the corner is formed, and when the corner is formed by the two rays, it is called an angle. Now, what is arms and sides of an angle? So simply the two rays forming an angle is called the arms and sides of the angle. So our arms and sides will be OA and OB, because these are the only rays which are forming angle. So we will call it arms and sides. Next is vertex. What is a vertex? So the common initial point. That means that point on which the two rays are joining or forming corners are called, the point is called the vertex. So here O is the vertex and OA and OB are arms and sides. Now let us check your knowledge. These are the two examples of angle. You can see at your home any clock or divider of your geometry box. This is also an example of forming an angle. Here are the two rays, see, and it is forming an angle. We show the angle with a curve. We always make a curve to show an angle. Now, how do we name an angle? Naming an angle. How can we name the angle? We can simply say that it is at vertex O. Here, as you are seeing that A, O, and B. This is a figure. So O is the vertex and OA, OB is the rays, and they are forming an angle. So you can simply say that angle is at O. So we call it angle O. But to be more specific, we name as A, angle AOB. The vertex in the middle. See, every time we write an angle, we keep the vertex at the middle, like AOB or BOA. Let's practice once more. Here is another angle with the rays LN, N, and M. So, could you find what is the name of angle? Yes, you are right. The angle is LNM because N is the vertex and we keep it in the middle. Vertex in the middle and our rays are side by side. Next is our interior and exterior of an angle. I have shown here 2 points. I hope you can see the points O, L, M. Some points are, these points are at different locations. You can also shade the interior part. See the angle AOB. We can also shade that part to understand. But remember, the interior is not the restricted area. It extends indefinitely since the two sides extend indefinitely because they are rays. So let's understand. Let AOB is a given angle. Now what we see, there are various points. What we will say, L is in the interior of an angle. It is clearly visible with the figure. So our concept is all those points which lie inside the angle form the interior of the angle. For example, point L, and all those points which lie outside the angle form the exterior of the angle, like M. And any point which lies on the arms of the angle is called lie on. We called it lie on the angle. So for example, here lie on is O and our exterior is M and interior is L. Got it? So this is a very simple concept of an angle. Students, today we will discuss chapter 4 NCERT Basic Geometrical Ideas, and this is part 5. In this session we will discuss triangles and quadrilaterals. Let us start. So we have already discussed polygon. You can watch or revise with previous videos. So here our first topic is triangle. So triangle is basically three-sided polygon. You can see that it has three sides AB, BC and CA. There are three sides polygon, and you can say it is a polygon with the least number of sides, because without less than 3, it is not possible to construct a polygon. So with the least number of sides we can form a triangle. Now our next point is, we will not write triangle as this triangle ABC. In In place of that, we use this symbol, triangle ABC. This is the symbolic of triangles, so we will use this symbol, a triangle symbol, to represent a triangle, whether it is triangle ABC or whatever name XYZ we can use. We will use this type of symbols and name it. Now, sides, angles and vertices of a triangle. So as you can see, there are three sides, namely AB, BC and CA, and three angles are angle BAC, ABC and BCA, and simply the vertices are A, B and C. You can watch clearly. Now, being a polygon, a triangle has an exterior and interior. So the part of the plane enclosed by a triangle is called the interior part, interior of triangle, and the part of the plane which is not enclosed by a triangle is called exterior of a triangle. So from this figure we can find out point P is in the interior of a triangle, point R is in the exterior of a triangle, and Q is on the triangle. Clear? Our next topic is quadrilateral. So simply a quadrilateral is also a four-sided polygon, and it is called a quadrilateral. From the figure we can find out ABCD name is a quadrilateral, and we always name it in cyclic manner like A, B, C, D. We will not name it A, D, C, B. No, we will always write a quadrilateral in cyclic manner. A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. And you can see the sides are AB, BC, CD and DA. Simply the angles are angle A, B, C, D. So we have four sides and four angles in a quadrilateral. Now sides and angles of a quadrilateral we can discuss in detailed way. So our adjacent sides means the sides which are nearby or side by side, like AB and BC are side by side, so these are called adjacent sides. In that way, our adjacent angle is angle A and angle B. Now the opposite side is AB and DC. Another opposite side you can find AD and BC. And our opposite angles are angle A and angle C. You can more find out opposite angles are angle B and angle D. Welcome students. In today's session, we will discuss circles. This is the last topic for chapter 4 NCERT of your class 6 basic geometrical ideas. Let us begin. We will discuss circles. In simple words, round shapes. In our environment, you find many things that are round, like a wheel, a clock, your bangles or coin, etc. These all are things you find it round in shape. So a circle is a simple closed curve. That means it is a curve which is simple closed curve and which is not a polygon, because in polygon we have line segments. So in the circle there is no line segment, it is a simple closed curve, and it is a collection of all those points in a plane whose distance from a fixed point, this point, remains constant. Here, like point P or any other, all have the same distance from a fixed point. If we keep a point here like X, then all have the same distance from the center. Got it? And this fixed point is called center point. So in the parts of the circle, we discuss center. The fixed point is called the center of the circle. From this figure, we find D is the center point. Next is radius. Radius is a line segment that connects the center to the points of the circle. Means from the center, whatever you draw to the boundary of the circle, all are called radius. Suppose ABC are points on the circle. What you will see? You will find DA is equal to DC is equal to DB. So you can say that all the radius of the circle are same. They have the same length. Next is diameter. Diameter is also a line segment in the circle passing through the center and its endpoints on the circle. Here AC is the diameter. See, from this point to this point. But is the diameter double the size of the radius? Yes, because it consists of two radius. So clearly diameter is equal to 2 into radius. Got it? Diameter is equal to 2 into radius or double of radius. Next part we are going to discuss the parts of circle is chord. Chord is also like we discussed diameter. Also the chord is also a line segment in the interior part of the circle and its endpoints are on the boundary of the circle. So from the figure you can see AB, CD and EF are chords. See clearly? So each part is called the chord of the circle, and from this concept you will find that the diameter of a circle is the largest chord. So this is a very important point. You must remember diameter is the largest chord of any circle. Next part we will discuss is arc. Arc is simply any portion of the sphere. It is AB. Any curvy portion of boundary portion is called the arc, and we write arc as with this symbol. So here from this figure we find AB is an arc. Now being a polygon, it is also has interior, exterior and itself on the part. So simply we discussed earlier also that exterior is the outer part, interior is the inner part, and on the circle part, on the circle or any figure we will discuss the boundary, on the boundary, interior and exterior part. So simply the part of the plane consisting of those points P which OP is less than R. Means any point, suppose here we got a point. So what you will find? It is less than radius. So all these the points which is inside the circle is called the interior of the circle, and on the circle simply the boundary like P point or any point. So this is equal to radius. Now the exterior part, also exterior, obviously it will be greater than the radius because it will be outer, it will be continued to the outer of the circle like this. So if there is a, here is a point, then this point will be called as exterior point. Here is also another figure. From this figure you can find out what points are in the interior, what in the exterior and what are in the on the circle. Next is our sector. Sector is also a part of a circle, but simply you can, it is a, somehow it is a triangular shape and it is bounded by an arc. See, here is an arc and with 2 radii. Radii means 2 radius. 2 or more radius, we will call it radii. So this is bounded by an arc and 2 radius. Then the formed figure is called sector. Next is segment, a region in the interior. Obviously in the interior part, it is a part which is enclosed by an arc. Again, it's an arc and a line segment. Got it? It is bounded by an arc and line segment, and sector is bounded by an arc and 2 radius. Next is circumference. Very simple. The circumference is a distance around the circle, means the boundary of the figure, the boundary of the circle is called the circumference. Also, you can say the perimeter of the circle. In other shapes we have studied now, like square, rectangle, that the perimeter is there. So you can say circumference is the perimeter of the circle. All the distance which are around the figure. In the next chapter, you will discuss more about the circumference and the area, and in the higher classes, you will study various formulas about these things. Now we will move to next topic. Semicircle. Very interesting. Semicircle, you can say simply the half of your circle, and its endpoints of a diameter of a circle divide the circle into 2 parts. Means any diameter divides the circle into 2 parts. You can see here 2 parts, half circle. So this is called a semicircle. Got it? Now from this session we are end with this chapter, basic geometrical ideas. And many thanks for watching, and please subscribe, like and share this channel. Thank you.